Hello and welcome to part 2 of my Norco reconditioning, whatever you want to call it. Excuse the dogs, shutting the neighbours' dogs up. I'm probably still hearing barking, so I apologise. So anyway, recommissioning my Norco, part 2. We're going to clean up the drivetrain. We're going to put the rear sprocket back on the bike, or crankset, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I call it a rear sprocket. Clean up the chain, clean up the front crank, get it ready to go back on the bike, and then we'll probably do it. I don't think I'll be able to get it on today because I've got other stuff to do, but we'll get it cleaned up, get it on the bike, get it on the wheel at least, and get it ready to rock and roll, get it all soaked in and happy days, clean. So let's make a start. Let's clean up the rear sprocket, and then I can get it on the wheel. Let's get cracking. So here's my little pot of degreaser. Could really do with a bigger pot, but hey, I'll have to work with what I've got at the moment. Oh my gosh, look at all that. So just going to give that a quick wipe over. I'm sure we don't want to seal this, but I'll don't want that, do we? Right, there we go. Pop that on now. Chain's had a good soak. The chain wasn't too bad anyway, but still, let's clean it up. You get the gist. Clean it all up and dry it all off. So I'll be back in a bit. We're going to start it all off and finish it all off, I suppose. Catch you in a second. So that's the chain cleaned off. That's the rear sprocket cleaned off. Do the linkages. Just pop that there onto a little rag to dry off. There's the other one. There's the other one. I'm going to dry my hands off. I'm going to grab the crank. Nice Unite oval chain ring. As I said before, I love this company. They're a like new. Happy days. So we'll chuck that back on the bike. Well, I was going to clean up all the bottom bracket as well, wasn't there? So there's a bit of grub on that. So there's a bit of shit on that. Pardon my language. That's why I should have worn my gloves. Right, so there we go. Rust is off. That's ready to rock and roll again. Doesn't sound too bad. No grumbling. Bit of grinding there, but I'm sure with a bit more wear, that'll be fine. Happy days. So again, let's do these. Be on the safe side. Do the spindles. 1, 2, the other part of the bottom bracket, bosh, done. All ready to go back on the bike. Happy days. Oh, happy days. That's part 2 nearly over and done with, I suppose, isn't it? Done. Spindled out. fact, let's put spindles over there, be on the safe side so I don't bloody lose them. Ta-da! Right, let's get the back wheel out, get the rear sprocket back on the back wheel. So here we are, back wheel in place, back wheel ready to go on. Let's not lose those links, Adrian, for that bottom bracket. That's there. So there's a little space that goes at the back. These can only go on one way. What I like to do, where's the, there we go. So there's an odd sort of shape, that one say shape, but different thing now. Grooves. There we go. Straight on, bish bash bosh. Done. Now what I like to do, put a bit of grease around now. I like to grease everything up. Just to be on the safe side. Probably don't need it. Many people are probably frowning at me doing all this greasing. But, as I said, never have too much grease unless it's on something that's not meant to come loose. You don't want that. You want Loctite. So, what we're going to do, get the sprockets, flip them around, line them all up, cut them off as well, off this cable tie. So try not to drop these. As said, you'll be in a whole world of bloody hurt otherwise, unless you know what you're doing. I don't. And you watch, I'm probably going to drop it. So one spacer. So what I try and do, like I said, I try and put it all on in an order. I'll flip it upside down. And then I try and put a large socket through the middle. Let's get a long socket. There we go. It's a long socket. Keeps it all in place. So now, dog sign. Dog's pissed off. Dog's on. Oh God, he's talking again. There we go. So remember, these will only go on one way. One spacer, sprocket. Again, these will only go on one way, so it won't do it any other way. I thought it was going to be proved wrong then. So it won't go on any other way. Putting pressure on it will not go. It tries to, but it doesn't. There we go. Will only go on one way, so you will be safe. Another spacer, another sprocket, another spacer. There's no retainers on the spacers. The spacers just literally slide straight over the top, which is handy. Wow. See, there we go. See what I was saying? It will only go on one way. Because I couldn't find the difference. There we go. Bosh, done. Another spacer. Sprocket. And again. Spacer. Sprocket. Is that the one? No. Is that the one? No. That's the one. Spacer. Sprocket. Now we get into the smaller sprockets. These ones do not have spacers. One now. So this one's already got a spacer built into it. I don't know if you can see it. but it's much easier to see where it goes. That one there, and that one there has only got it's got a little spacer as well. And again, this will only go on one way. So let's find the thing for it. In fact, what I'll do, I'll just, oh look at that, like a cock and a sock. Bosh, done. Right, get that out of the way, that out of the way. Let's get my thingamajiggy. Get your tool. These tools aren't much. I think they're about £10–15. Handy tool to have, but I got this in this kit. Excellent stuff. And there we go, that's that on. You're meant to torque these on to a certain amount. I just do it fucking tight, if you catch my drift. I'm nice and tight. Bit more of a pinch. Get your spin, I should really use the proper torque wrench. But enough so it's not going to come off. And voila, done. Now I don't have an expensive hub, as you can tell by the bloody playing that. Look at it. But a bit rumbly. Give me an excuse to buy one at some point. There we go. Done. Bish bash bosh. So let's put it all back together on the bike, shall we? After I've done the brake pads, which I'll do in part 3. Or maybe part 2. Don't know yet. Either way, I'll suss it out. Right, so I'll catch you in a second when we put it back together.